Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Mike Smith, along with Aaron Glandon. Dan Ramey will be joining us for the Litter Media Radio Game of the Week later tonight. I always have to remember you're such a young man. You probably have never seen a movie called Thank God It's Friday.
No.
Well, there was a song that came out of that with this guy with his really deep voice. Thank God it's Friday.
I've heard the George Jones song, Finally Friday.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there's probably a lot of songs that have been written. TGI
Fridays.
Yeah.
The restaurant.
Which
I've
was
been
the
there.
restaurant. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things that seem to indicate in our society that Friday is, we made it through the week.
Yeah, I don't have to deal with you and Dan anymore after Fridays until Monday rolls around.
But we have to tip our cap to those who do work on Saturday and or Sunday or both. A lot of our first responders have to do that or be on call. So,
well, even I have to work tomorrow.
Well,
at Oktoberfest, but I don't have to deal with you guys.
Yeah, score page needs to be updated on Saturday. Sunday's about the only day that doesn't happen. But I got to get stuff ready for you guys on Monday. But
and then you got to watch the Browns lose.
I hope that's not you're going to that Bengals game, right?
I'm going to the Bengals and Commanders game on Monday.
Okay, we're expecting a live report from
Okay.
And when I answer the phone and I hear this tears and crying in the background, it's not good for the Bengals, right?
I'm a Commanders fan.
Oh, that's right. So that might be bad for you.
It probably will be bad for me.
See those clouds in the background on the screen? That would indicate rain. Well, I can't promise you anything for the weekend, but there's good news on the way. Partly cloudy skies this Friday, high of 88. In fact, through the weekend, close to 90. If you're going out to a high school football game somewhere tonight, Friday, look for 83 degrees at kickoff around 7 o'clock, and by the end of the game, low 70s, which I don't know if you need a sweater for that or not, but just letting you know. The good news is that there is a possibility of rain each day next week, Monday through Saturday. Now, having said that, we've promised or talked about rain in the last couple of weeks here and there, and it didn't happen. No. So I'm just throwing that out there that right now the National Weather Service says a possibility of rain. When we come back, a lot of topics to talk about for the weekend and what's coming up, as well as a busy high school sports night last night. All that coming up here on the Friday edition, the Thank God It's Friday edition of Litter Media Live. These folks would love to have you have a dumpster delivered, even on a Friday, maybe even on a Saturday. Scioto Valley Dumpsters. For a free estimate, whether you need that dumpster for a day or for a week, 253-8389, and tell Carl that Dan, Mike, and Aaron sent you.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
We mostly try to bring along positive news to you, but every once in a while we have to bring a sad note to you, and we do that at the top of our news this morning. But the thing about it, it's about a positive guy. Longtime realtor and businessman Robert Evans, his friends called him Bob, right here of Chillicothe, passed away yesterday. Bob was a big Chillicothe Cavalier booster, and he was also a major part of bringing the outdoor drama Tecumseh into existence many, many years ago. His daughter, Julie Brenning, posted that he had passed away Thursday, quote, finishing this life exactly where he began it, his beloved Chillicothe. Funeral arrangements for Robert Evans will be made as soon as they can get their footing, according to family members, and we'll pass that along to you. But Bob Evans of Chillicothe passing away yesterday.
On Wednesday night, the Pickaway County Fair Board kicked off its Phase 2 building campaign, looking to replace another one of their buildings at the Pickaway Agriculture and Event Center in Circleville. Board member Christy Pence visited with our Dan Ramey to tell us more.
This will go where the Ankrum building is now, correct?
That's right. Yep. So it's actually going to be a 2-story structure. So for those of you who might have visited us here in the last 6 months or so and been at the fair this year, we actually have a new parking lot on the west side of our current office building, the Ankrum building, that we did utilize for the fair this year. And that parking area will actually accommodate this building to feed into that lower level of the building, which is where our office space is going to be. And then one of the larger event spaces. So you can actually have 2 larger event spaces, and plus that lower level will be able to be partitioned off to have smaller spaces for wedding showers and baby showers and, maybe smaller events that people might need that space for. And then that's going to be more of a formal space with a little more of like an open ceiling concept that's going to be more probably used for like formal wedding receptions and banquets and things like that as well. So yeah, it's amazing to think back, just over the past 5 years and how we got to here.
Outside of the grandstands and Ankrum office building, the buildings and barns were demolished after the fair in 2018 and rebuilt in time for the 2019 fair. Learn more about Phase 2 in the interview on our YouTube channel right now.
And for those of you who may be listening to this later on Litter Media Radio, check that YouTube thing out because there's graphics that we just showed the folks here on our live presentation. Fascinating. For many years, Ross County was kind of like the model of an event center for county fairgrounds. But I tell you what, Pickaway County is coming on strong.
I thought their fairgrounds are really nice when I went out there for the Pickaway County Fair.
Yeah, they've done a tremendous job up there over the last few years. If you head west over into Fayette County, it's underway. The Fayette County Scarecrow Festival in Washington Courthouse. Most of the downtown streets there are blocked off. Some of the side streets are where you'll find most of the parking, but they have activities going today through Sunday. Now, another note about Washington Courthouse. An area church is hosting a free concert as a gift to the community in honor of a Yamaha Studio Grand piano donated to it. Celebration concert will be held at 3 p.m. this Sunday at St. Colman Parish Center at 219 South North Street in Washington Courthouse. Craig Janes, music director of St. Colman Church, will perform along with Delma Rouleau, former longtime director at St. Mary's Church in Chillicothe, Jeannie Rosendahl, former choral director of Washington City High School, Moretta Alden, professional musician for Elegant Entertainment, and Stephen Estep, professional pianist and accompanist. The piano that they're going to be playing is the gift of Linda Litter of Chillicothe in memory of her late husband, Robert Litter, a prominent businessman in the Chillicothe area. Of course, he was also owner and president of Litter Industries during his lifetime.
On Saturday, the Knights of Columbus Council number 15793 will host a drive-through food distribution from 10 a.m. to noon behind St. Peter Church on the corner of Church and Water Streets. Ross County residents in need of food are invited to enter the parking lot using the Church Street entrance and exit onto Water Street. Additionally, diapers will be available while supplies last. Distribution is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. Please do not arrive early and block access to the church or to Church Street. And this next story is mine, too.
Yes, sir.
More than $18.2 million in neighborhood revitalization and critical infrastructure grants will be awarded to 34 communities for projects such as upgraded water and sewer infrastructure, road and sidewalk replacement, park improvements, recreation enhancements, new fire trucks, and more. Area counties to see these funds include Ross, Pickaway, Jackson, Fairfield, Scioto, and Athens.
Well, certainly we don't need to tell you how dry it's been, but as a reminder, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Water Resources is urging the public to use water resources wisely due to the extreme dry conditions and drought in Ohio, especially here in the southern half of the state. Potential impacts can include reduced agricultural production, decreased transportation on major rivers, limitations on municipal water supply, challenges in maintaining water quality, stress on wildlife, and reduction of recreation. Also, the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio has issued its special reconnect order for the upcoming heating season. The special reconnect order helps Ohioans served by PUCO regulated utilities reconnect or maintain electric and natural gas service during the winter heating season, which is classified between October 14th, that's this fall, through April 18th of 2025. Any residential customer of a PUCO regulated electric or natural gas company may take advantage of the provisions contained in the order once per winter heating season. Last winter heating season, more than 214,000 Ohioans used the special reconnect order. You have a heating system like this that's pictured here? A radiator?
I do not.
If you ever are in an apartment like that and the heat's on, don't set on that thing.
Right. I figured.
or you will become very aware of where your heat's coming from. Our road report today takes us over into Athens County. A slope stabilization project is taking place on State Route 144 between Mountain Bell Road and State Route 7. One lane is closed. Traffic is maintained with temporary signals through November 1st. And if you've not ever checked this out on our website, littermedia.com, up where the navigation bars are, go to Road Report and you will see all of the counties in our coverage area and current road projects. That's a look at our topics. A lot more coming in sports, all ahead on Litter Media Live. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor for more than 4 decades. Not only residential service, but also if you're a business that's looking to build, Accurate a lot of times is on many of the building sites where they're putting in heating, cooling, and even the plumbing. Check them out. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Colman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Colman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
It's Friday night, and that means football. Our Litter Media Game of the Week this week is Adina at Southeastern. Coverage begins 10 minutes before kickoff, so Litter Media Radio will go live at about 6:50. Mike Smith and BJ Daly have the call tonight.
So our preview show, which we did live yesterday, we always run that before our pregame show. What time will that start?
How long did you guys go for yesterday?
I don't know how long it is.
If you went for half an hour, that'll start at about 6:20 and go all the way up until you guys go live.
At 6:50. So you better check that time, because I honestly don't know how long we went yesterday. A lot to tell you in high school sports last night, and we start with 2 golf championships that were awarded, both for the boys. SVC, Westfall's Mustangs repeat as the SVC champs. They won both matches 7 and 8 yesterday at the Elks course in Scioto County. And that concludes, of course, their conference season. Congratulations to the Mustangs. Now in the Mid-State League Buckeye, the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs won their championship, wrapping up with, they only played 4 matches, but they were playing over at Denison in an 18-hole round where they shot .324. By the way, Carter Price was their medalist with a 77. high school sports scoreboard on littermedia.com. A wild night in the SVC. The top two teams, Adena and Huntington, had to go 5 sets to win. Adena was actually down at Southeastern 2-1 and had to rally to win in 5. Huntington was up 2-1 on Zane Trace, but the Pioneers forced a 5th set before Huntington won. Uniota beat Westfall in 4, Piketon in a sweep over Paint Valley. In the FAC, Miami Trace continues their lead, but got some help from Chillicothe last night. Miami Trace swept Jackson. Chillicothe knocked off Hillsboro, handing the Indians their second conference loss of the season. So both Chillicothe and Hillsboro are 2 matches back of Miami Trace. Washington was a 4-set winner over McLean. In the MSL Buckeye, Bloom-Carroll, they are rolling. They just demolish everybody they play. Easy winner over Hamilton Township. Circleville likewise over Liberty Union. And Fairfield Union needed 4 to beat Logan Elm. In the MSL Cardinal, Grove City Christian beat Bern Union. In the SOC, Wheelersburg, South Webster, both winners. By the way, Wheelersburg leads the big division over South Webster by 1 match. Oak Hill and Eastern will winner. Notre Dame and New Boston, that match had to be postponed. We never found out why, whether there was extensive illness among one of the teams or what, but that was the story there. OCC, this was a wild one. Lancaster beat Taze Valley in 5 sets. Look at that 5th set, 20-18, where typically you go to 15.
Yeah, second one went 31-29.
Yeah, that was a wild one there too. Logan beats Pickerington Central. In the TVC, Athens, I believe, still undefeated in their conference, a 4-set winner over Benton County. Nelsonville, York in 4 over Alexander, and Federal Hockey sweeps Trimble in the Shack. North Adams in a non-conference match beat Western Brown. Lynchburg Clay over Peebles. Moving to boys soccer, Chillicothe over Hillsboro 8-2. Jackson shuts out Miami Trace 1-0 non-conference White Oak over McLean. In the SOC boys, Wheelersburg handles Waverly 9-1. Non-conference action winners were White Oak, Athens, and Eastern Brown and Reading. Or no, I'm sorry, is it Cincinnati Reading or Reading? It's Columbus, Reedy, Cincinnati, Reading.
There you go.
I always have to go through both of them to remember how it is. Moving on over to girls soccer, Kiera Archer set a school record for Chillicothe, 7 goals in a match as Lady Cavs hammered Hillsboro 11-5. We were trying to find a video of her scoring a goal, and it wasn't ready for use.
It wasn't available to me through the Facebook page that I was logging into.
Because we were wanting to show. Kiera is a past winner, by the way, of our Athlete of the Week, but 7 goals in that match last night. McLean and Jackson are also FAC girls soccer winners. Wheelersburg over Waverly, just 1 more goal than the boys got against Waverly. Look at that Minford score over Northwest, 17-0. It's like a football score. OCC, Lancaster, and Westerville South tied. Westfall, Bloom-Carroll, and Lynchburg Clay were all non-conference winners. Finally, in girls tennis, Bella Flores, can anybody beat this gal? And she not only wins, but she wins handily over Washington Courthouse. She's not lost all year long. Chillicothe beat Washington 4-1, and in the OCC, Lancaster beat Newark 4-1. By the way, Chillicothe girls, I think they are 6-0 in the FAC, so they should have 3 or 4 matches to go. I'm not sure everybody in the FAC girls have tennis this year, so I need to double check on that.
The Ohio High School Athletic Association has announced a partnership with Change the Game Ohio, a consortium comprised of the Ohio Lottery Commission, Ohio Casino Control Commission, and Ohio Mental Health and Addiction Services. This partnership will bring Change the Game Ohio to OHSAA events to provide education and resources to students, parents, and educators to prevent youth gambling and reduce gambling disorders later in life.
And if you need any help with some services on that, there's a link in our website, story at littermedia.com. Ohio's deer archery hunting season begins Saturday, September the 28th, as that's a week from tomorrow. Ohio has an extensive archery season that is open the 28th through Sunday, February 2nd of 2025. Hunters may use crossbows, compound bows, recurve bows, and long bows to pursue deer during the archery season.
OSU hosts Marshall Saturday at noon in their 3rd meeting, with the Buckeyes 2-0 versus the Thundering Herd.
And there's one more.
And it's mine. Ohio Bobcats travel to Lexington to face the Kentucky Wildcats with a 12:45 p.m. kickoff, and that is tomorrow.
And the Wildcats almost knocked off the number 1 ranked team in the nation last week, losing 13-12, and led most of the game. So the Bobcats, that's a battle of cats. I just thought
it is a battle of cats.
Bobcats, Wildcats. You ever see a Bobcat?
I have seen a Bobcat.
Have you ever seen a Wildcat?
Like just a regular cat, but out in the wild?
I don't know. I don't know that I've ever seen a Wildcat.
I don't know what's the word I'm looking for?
What's it look like?
What categorizes a wildcat?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, they used to say that, Wolverine never really existed as an animal.
Right.
But I think that's been debunked, and there is actually such a thing as a Wolverine.
Are there ties between the Michigan Wolverines and the Marvel Comics character? Because they use the same color scheme.
Is that right?
Yes.
You know, I was going to say off the top of my head, no. If that's true, then Marvel copied it because Michigan Wolverines came around in the late 1800s.
Yeah, and I think the character was introduced in the 70s.
Is he wearing one of those helmets with all the stripes, the character Wolverine?
He wears a mask.
Yeah. But he's got funny things that are popping up out of his head. Are those ears or what?
It's
just a bad hair day.
He does have crazy hair.
Yeah. Have you seen the latest?
No,
I don't know anything about Wolverine.
I still haven't seen the newest one.
But Deadpool
and Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm lost on all that.
I'm not a huge Deadpool fan, but I like Wolverine a lot, especially Hugh Jackman.
What's Deadpool's character supposed to be? I mean, I know Spider-Man, what his personality. What's Deadpool's?
Deadpool's whole thing is that he knows he's in a comic book or in a movie, so he'll talk to the audience as well.
Kind of like Groucho Marx used to do in the old Marx Brothers movies.
And he's also not a family-friendly character like Spider-Man is.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's a little tidbit of extra there for your sports involving Marvel Comics. When we come back, this date in history takes us back, sports, to 1973, all ahead on Litter Media Live.
Litter Quality Propane, 92 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance, on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Haynes Total Healthcare Center is celebrating 50 years of serving the chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs of the community. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on littermedia.com, and it will take you right to their website to learn more. HaynesHealth.com.
Dan Ramey just give us a little bit of additional information on tennis. Chillicothe, with that win, they've already clinched the FAC championship. They're 7-0. They got one match left. So that's a wrap on Chillicothe as far as clinching the FAC championship. Congratulations to Janet Disbennett. If you go back to our score page now, that'll be reflected on our score page. Speaking of tennis and girls tennis, I can remember watching this on television. 1973, in a highly publicized Battle of the Sexes tennis match, top women's player, 29-year-old Billie Jean King, beat 55-year-old Bobby Riggs, a former number one ranked men's player. The match was a huge media event, witnessed in person by over 30,000 spectators at the Astrodome in Houston and by another 50 million TV viewers worldwide. King made a Cleopatra-style entrance on a gold litter carried by men. I remember this, while Riggs arrived in a rickshaw pulled by female models. Legendary sportscaster Howard Cosell called the match, in which King beat Riggs in straight sets 6-4, 6-3, 6-3. And obviously that was supposed to be a blow against chauvinists and all you men that are pigs out there and all that jazz. But come on, she's at the prime of her sport. She's 29, and Bobby Riggs is 55 years old.
Yeah.
And if you remember Bobby, his glasses were thick enough that you probably could use them for a Coke bottle.
I've heard this this discussion a lot, and this reminds me of a question that I've seen in like man on the street interviews. Mm-hmm. They'll go up to just random guys like me and ask them, "Do you think you could score a point on Serena Williams?" And the vast majority of them say, yes, I think I could score a point. I don't think I could at all.
Yeah, I know I wouldn't be able to beat her. And Serena, as a physical specimen, would probably have wiped out Billie Jean King. As good as Billie Jean King was, the athlete, the female tennis, and then you could probably say the same thing about the males, they're much more physically stronger. Same thing with almost every sport. I can remember Johnny Bench in an interview many years ago talking about, they used to say that weightlifting would hurt a baseball player. They used to say the same thing about basketball. Throw your shot off. Well, in all of these sports, if you're not lifting, you're not going to be in the kind of condition that professional sports want you to be. So it's a lot different game than what it was even back in 1973. Don't forget to join us for our Litter Media Radio Game of the Week. Yours truly and BJ Daly back with you. It's also Military Appreciation Night, so all veterans, military veterans, get into the game free of charge. In the past, they've also had a meal for you. So vets, make sure you stop in and enjoy that out at Southeastern tonight. But we'll be on the air with our broadcast time at 6:50. Aaron will be down on the field doing video. We'll usually have the we've been doing this year. We didn't do this last year. We get the audio version of the live coaches' interviews after the game, thanks to Aaron handing off his phone so the coaches can hear the questions. Dan Ramey will also be there as well tonight. So until that time, for Aaron Glandon, Dan Ramey, this is Mike Smith. And from all of us at Litter Media Live, have a great weekend, everybody.